So Louisiana's Cajun Navy is just one of many groups assisting with rescue operations in Texas. The group consists of an armada of volunteer boaters from Louisiana, originally formed after Hurricane Katrina. They have been hailed as heroes for their work during deadly flooding in Louisiana, Katrina, sailing through swamped neighborhoods on nonstop search and rescue missions, saving thousands of lives. One member says that he knows what the victims are going through, having lived through Katrina himself, and felt an obligation to help out. And I get chills thinking about those rescues. With us now on the phone, Louisiana's Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. Good to have you on the show this morning. Thank you for your time. Tell us what the biggest sources of concern for Louisiana are at this point, and then we'll talk about the folks helping out.
Well, I think we kind of got out of the woods here when that rain stayed into Texas and really spared a lot of Louisiana. We are still concerned as these rivers flow south with the winds past Louisiana now. Certain areas with the heavy rains could still see flooding, but I think we're out of the woods for the worst of it and are moving a lot of our assets over to help the people in Texas.
And as you saw, the wrath of Harvey was kind of constantly pouring over Houston. You guys have been through this before, and you know what it's like in the aftermath and how long it takes. What were your feelings?
Well, you feel so sorry for the people of Houston. I rode out Katrina 14 miles from the eye and rescued people myself here in Louisiana, and to see these people wading through water, it just hits home. And so we want to do everything we can to assist them. The governor has sent the Wildlife and Fishery, State Police, and our National Guard to assist in Port Arthur and Beaumont, because we can get there quicker than wading through the water from Houston to get to those areas. So we're assisting and put a lot of assets into Texas to help out our neighbors in Texas.
John Meacham.
Governor, what's the thing you would say to the folks who are really still underwater? What from your experience, what's the next month look like? What does the next year look like?
Well, you're not going to be alone. There's going to be a lot of faith-based groups, a lot of people reaching out to help. But if I could say one thing to the president and the FEMA things, people are, let these people have a voucher and go buy a travel trailer for $50,000 and park it in their driveway so they can get to work gutting their homes. With the amount of people that were affected, if we try to go through the FEMA trailer process, it takes too long. It costs over $100,000 per household. They'll never get those people back in the driveway in a timely manner. We've got to do things a little differently, just like we did after Sandy. Lessons learned, and we got to move quickly through this process because as time wears on, people lose hope. And we've got to keep an eye on this and move quickly to not drag this thing out for many years. It's going to be years, but we need to give it our utmost attention.
We want to get people home again. Philip Bump.
Lieutenant Governor, obviously one of the things that you have the advantage of is having gone through Katrina, Louisiana was able to understand what the possible effects could be had the hurricane hit you guys directly. This is something, though, that scientists suggest is going to happen more and more frequently, bigger and bigger storms. How is Louisiana looking forward to prevent the worst effects of these kinds of storms from affecting the state?
Well, we've got to get serious about coastal restoration, and we've got to get out there and pump back some of these barrier islands and build that speed bump out there, because otherwise we're just a sitting duck, and you're right, it will get worse. So we've got to get serious and get this BP money that we received out there protecting the coast of Louisiana. And you're right, we're going to see more and more of these events. And that's why what groups like the Cajun Navy and all of these self-imposed groups helping rescue people are going to be called on more and more in the future.
Lieutenant Governor for Louisiana, Billy Nungesser, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for all your coverage.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.